guys, and welcome to episode 36 of the Carp Hunt. Right, today guys, I'm back down on Combley Lakes on the lower lake again. That same lake where I had the £51.15 common. If you haven't seen that, go back. I think it was episode 34 where I had that common out, and yeah, the biggest common in the lake, so the biggest fish of the lake. And yeah, it's the lake record as well that I'm holding on here at the minute, so absolutely blown away by that, and I'm still buzzing now about it. You know, it still don't feel real that I've got an English 50 under my belt. But yeah, we'll see what we can do on this session. We've got a nice long session ahead of us, so I'm on now from Monday till Friday. I'm currently here just myself. Steve should be here in about the next hour or so now. Got here at like 12 o'clock today, which is the on time for the lake. So yeah, turned up 12 o'clock, had a little lap round. We'd sort of already predetermined like how we were going to split the lake anyway. You know, Steve wants to have a go on the shallower end this time. Where we fish, you know, because it's the two of us, you can have 3 anglers on this lake, but we fish it with just the 2 of us, so we can just split the lake dead in half. Gives us both plenty of options to go out there, and hopefully one of us doesn't blank, you know, mate. We got more opportunity of both of us getting a fish on the bank. So yeah, Steve decided he wanted the right hand side. You know, I had first pick last time, he had first pick coming out of the gate this time. So yeah, so he's picked the right hand side. So I've got the left hand side again, which is where I caught the 50 from last time. You know, I do prefer this left hand side. It is a lot deeper, but you know, you've still got 2-3 foot margins all the way around the reed lines, around the edges, which are absolutely stuffed full of fish at this time of year now. You know, they'll be in and out of them reeds constantly, feeding on all the naturals. And yeah, they'll be up off the bottom of the water, no doubt. You know, it's very sunny again today. Feels like it's about 20 degrees. I think the card was reading about 18-19 degrees. But yeah, for the rest of the week, it's meant to be a bit overcast. You know, a bit of rain here and there, low pressure as well. So hopefully, you know, might be able to get a few fish under our belts this week. On a Monday to Friday session, you know, 4 nights ahead of us. I'm sure between the 2 of us, we will put a good couple of fish on the bank. The last lads that were on just before us, I spoke to Will when I got here. I think they blanked. All he said was they had a bit of a tough session. So yeah, I think they blanked, and then the lakes was closed for 2.5 weeks before that. So I've been following it on Facebook, you know, for the last few weeks leading up to this session. And the main lake, I'm seeing fish after fish coming out there, posted out. Nothing was being posted from this lake, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's switched off. It's going to be really hard. And yeah, it comes to it that it actually closed the lake for a couple of weeks. They were doing a load of work on down here. So yeah, thank God for that. I actually thought it was just the lake was fishing really difficult. So yeah, it was going to make it an even bigger task for this session. The fish haven't spawned yet. You know, we're in the middle of May. It's the 23rd of May now, and yeah, the weather we've had as well. It's been like 20 degrees quite consistently, very warm. The water's very warm, so I'm just hoping mid-session now. It seems to be like dropping down. You know, throughout this week, it's going to get a bit cooler, a little bit more like stormy-ish kind of weather with some rain, like I say, low pressure. So hopefully that will put them off doing it and getting on with their sexy time for another week or so, hopefully, you know, so we can actually hopefully get amongst some of these big girls again. You know, there's 3 cracking 40-pound mirror in here as well that I'd love to have in my gallery. They look absolutely superb, and you know, every single one of these fish is going to be a privilege to have in my gallery. So yeah, I'm going to be busting my balls this week, trying to land as many fish as I can, you know, trying to get as many fish up for the camera as I can for you guys as well to see them, because they are absolute stunners. Now yeah, I've got all 3 rods out now at the minute. Like I say, I got here at 12, we're currently on half 3 now. So yeah, I've just gone round doing a bit of wrecking, you know, gone round the lake, having a little look around, seeing what I can see. And then yeah, on further inspection, like, you know, on some of the spots where we already know around the far margins and stuff anyway, you know, you can only fish from one bank on here, so it tends to push the fish all off onto them far margins anyway, across that far reed line. So you know, it's always going to be a good starting point, that is. So I've just gone around there with a bare lead on my rod, you know, and just had a little drop off in front of the reeds. Last time I was here, the reeds were right back still, but they've gone a good rod length out now, pretty much from where they was when I was last here. So now you're just at the top of the shelf. You know, you've probably only got about a foot to maybe 2 foot of like the marginal shelf there before it starts dropping off. So you've got to get right up tight on there. Yeah, and having a little drop around, it's about 2.5-3 foot in depth as well, so it's still a lovely bit of depth there as well for this time of year. You know, they're definitely going to be coming up trying to sun their backs in when this sun's out. And yeah, I'm introducing a little bit of bait on this session. The last time, you know, I use a bait boat when I'm on here as well. it's definitely beneficial to use a bait boat on there. You can catch casting, you know, I can cast, I just choose it. If I've got a bait boat and I've got it there at my disposal, I'm going to use it. So yeah, last time it was very minimal baits. I was going with, like, you know, it was the start of March, so we were just waking up. It was still a bit cold. I think we actually had a frost that session when we was here as well, so it's only a tiny bit of bait. But what I've done now, I'm doing a good scoop in my bait boat. It's only a Pro Cat, you know, you can't really overfill them anyway. You can only get one good scoop in there really anyway. But what I have done is gone round first on the spots, and I've just chucked about 40 to 50 just loose offerings and just scatter them around a bit, just to hopefully get them in and picking up a good few baits confidently by the time they hit into my bait, you know, that I'm bait boating out there. And then yeah, get on that hot bait and they'll pick it up with confidence and hopefully get a screaming take. But yeah, so yeah, like I say guys, all 3 rods are out now. I'll give you a bit more of an in-depth talk as the week goes on with the tactics I'm using, you know, rig-wise and things like that. We'll have a bit more of a talk and a bit of a talk about the fishery rules here and things like that as well. So yeah, if any of you's heading down here, you know, there's a website you can check as well, but we'll have a little rundown of all them kind of things. So yeah, for now guys, I am going to sit back, enjoy this sunshine, keep my eyes on this water, hopefully see a nice big chunk hop out soon over one of these rods, and yeah, and hopefully hear that alarm screaming. But yeah, until then guys, I'll speak to you soon. Tight lines. Steve arrived at the lake around 5 o'clock that evening. He concentrated on getting his rods out and had all 3 rods fishing for about 8 o'clock. We sat back, had some food and enjoyed the rest of the evening on the anticipation of what might happen through the night. Carpers. We're now on day 2. We're now on Tuesday morning. It's 6:30 in the morning now. I've not been up too long. I was absolutely shattered yesterday after I got up quite early yesterday morning. You know, the anticipation of getting down to the lake, the excitement. I always find it quite difficult to sleep the night before a big session. So yeah, I was a bit tired after doing all that yesterday. Yeah, so I've just got up 6 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I've run 6:30 now and just having my first latte of the day, caramel latte. Absolutely love these things. But yeah, on the fishing side, it's been a bit quiet at the minute. Steve turned up about 5:10 yesterday, 5:15, he got here. And yeah, he's opted for the right hand side of the lake, which is the shallower side. Now, we got the drone up, you know, I was just getting some aerial footage and that of the lake and things like that, and I thought we might as well have a look, see what we can see. Normally, you know, around the margins here, because it's crystal clear, you can actually detect the fish on there. You know, you can see a good few fish. I was having a good scan around all my far rig margins and everything, and I couldn't see one fish on there. To be fair, it was a bit cloudy, so the clarity wasn't that great to be seen in the water. But there was a good bit of sunshine down on Steve's reed line down there, and yeah, we managed to see a few fish, and especially down in his right hand side corner there was about 5 or 6 fish that we picked up on the drone down there. Yeah, so we put a bait down in that corner, and it weren't long, and there was a fish or 2 rolled on there. But by the sound, you know, Steve's still fast asleep. But I don't think he would have woke me up if we'd had a fish last night. So, and yeah, all I had was 1 bleep really last night. You know, we're sitting there, we sat out until about 9:30, 9:45 last night, watching the water. You know, there was fish moving around, there was a few fish rolling, especially over on Steve's half of the lake, you know. Really good spread around, fish rolling everywhere. I actually had one roll on where my middle rod is over towards, there's like a little bit of a clearing in the reeds over there. So I'm quite tight into that, and the fish literally head and shoulders right out over that spot as well. So I was going into the night full of confidence of a bite, but yeah, sadly, that rod had a bleep last night, but yeah, it was just literally 1 little single bleep, and that was it, nothing. So yeah, I don't want to try and get myself too disheartened, you know. If the people on here before us have struggled and blanked over the weekend, the fish just might not really be up for too much of a feed at the minute, especially this close now to spawning. I don't think they're going to be long gone here before they do spawn. when I've had the drone up, they're not looking like they are going to spot. You know, there was no sort of activity of them showing signs of it. You know, they weren't fish following fish kind of thing in lines and stuff like that, and holding off from one fish and a couple of fish milling around. You know, they weren't showing no signs that they're looking to spawn. So hopefully we should be okay this session. But yeah, whether they've got they're up for a real good munch and that remains to be seen. But you know, we'll plod on. We've got until Friday. We're only on Tuesday now. We're not even 24 hours in yet, so I'm sounding a bit disheartened already. But yeah, it's only because I was full of confidence of a bite last night and it didn't happen. But yeah, with the rods now settled in place for this morning bite time, hopefully between me and Steve, one of us will pick one up before lunchtime. Hopefully today. Yeah, that's probably when I'll have a look at redoing the rods. It's around lunchtime. You know, I got the rods in for about 3 o'clock yesterday, so I normally only leave them in. I will keep them in for 24 hours, but normally from the day before, then I'll leave them in until just after morning bite time, and then I'll refresh up them baits and get some fresh up baits out there. But yeah, for now, guys, I'm going to enjoy this latte. Enjoy this absolute glorious morning. It's beautiful out today. But I've seen a fish show already as well. I'm not too far away. There's like a point out there over just to the right hand side of where I'm fishing. Yeah, big fish just rolled out there as well not too long ago. So hopefully, fingers crossed, there's a few fish milling around the reed lines over there and having a bit of a food, like they're having a bit of brekkie. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon with a nice big Combley scaly banger. Fingers crossed. But yeah, speak to you soon, guys. Carpers, what can I say? Middle rod, just had a run on that. Just a nice little subtle take, pulled up. I just had the drone out as well, just flying it along the opposite margin over there. And yeah, I've seen like a fish over there as well. Steve over on his far margin, you know, there's loads of fish over there. We've just had the drone up and yeah, we've seen absolutely loads of fish down there. So Steve does look like he's going to be in for a good session over there, just as long as they get down and get on that bait. But yeah, just as I've had the drone up looking, middle rod, the bobbin's pulled up, I've hit into it, had it on for like 10 seconds if that. Bosh, hook's pulled, it's come off, absolutely gutted. But the one positive to take away from that, you know, we're only on the first morning really, you know, we didn't start fishing until 12 hours. I got the rods in 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and yeah, it's 9:45 now, so yeah, it's positive, we've had a bite. So I'm going to get this rod back out on that spot now, and hopefully we'll have another chance soon. Come on. Whew. Come on, baby. Yeah, the one right over in the corner, yeah. This is on the wafter. Quite quick succession really as well. Last one was, what, 10 o'clock? It's off its dorsal then. Oh my god. It's hard to tell at the minute. Don't feel too heavy, but the common didn't feel heavy. It's a left hand rod. You can do, mate, yeah, you can come in the net, mate, that's fine. Yeah. Anything we can do to get this first fish in the net, mate. It's a common. It's not the big common though. Try and have a little lunge at him, Steve. Get him in there. Yes, it's in. Well done, Steve. Oh, thanks, mate. Yes. Come on, Steve. Get in, mates.
Well done, Chris.
Give a fist bump, buddy. Bosh. Yes. So obviously, guys, it's always good to make sure you're treating these carp and make sure they're going back as good as you've caught them in now. On the hook hold there, it's just had a tiny little bit of a pull, so I'm just going to put a bit of promptness on that. Seal that up. A bit of water on there just to seal it in nice. That's it. It's going back in better condition than we caught it. Lovely jubbly. Right then, guys, so yeah, finally managed to land. Well, I say finally, it hasn't really been that long, to be fair. We're less than 24 hours in. Second bite now, lost the first one. This was the left-hand rod that was just over into a little corner over there. Nice little spot that I know about. And yeah, I've had this cracking 32 pound common. And yeah, when I said it was a common, I was kind of thinking to myself, no, not again. Surely it's not going to be that 50 again, but no, it's a 32 pound. But we'll try and get her up, see if she behaves. Absolute clunking 32 pounder. I'm on a cracking fish to start the week. But I'll try and get around and give you a look at the other side, because she does seem to be behaving quite well. So yeah, we'll have a little spin around. And there we go, guys. There's the other side of her. Proper chestnut, 32 pound, brute of a common. Absolutely buzzing with that one. And yeah, I'll have a talk through a bit later on about the tactics and that I'm using in this session. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this capture. We're going to slip her back, get that rod back out, and hopefully we'll have one of these cracking scaly chestnut mirrors on the bank soon as well. Come on. See how that go. Get in. Woo! Right, carpers. So yeah, we're currently on 6:30 now. Just thought I'd give you a little quick update of what's been going on since. Not too much, to be honest. There has been a couple of fish show out there. Steve's still got a few fish down his end. He's actually got his bait boat out with the deeper, and he's got like an ND2 bait boat with the deeper all fitted inside it. And where they were showing sort of around this time last night, over towards the far right hand side, over in the corner there was a good few shows last night. So he's had a little investigation of that area, like ready for this evening. And yeah, lo and behold, there's pinging quite a few fish out there on there it is. So he's found a nice little spot out there, and yeah, he's got a bait on that now. So hopefully he might nick one, and well, hopefully in the next few hours. So, but yeah, with me, what I've done, I got the drone up earlier again. I was just doing a bit more for like scenery footage and things like that. And I just had a little check on the far margin where I baited up on the first day. Well, yesterday, I just trickled a bit of bait in around. It's like I've got a big bush over there where I can look to as a marker. And yeah, I've just flicked out a little bait, just a little line along there. And yeah, I got the drone up, and there was about 6-7 fish all milling along there. You know, it's clouding up a little bit as well, so they're definitely on the feed over there. So yeah, I've knocked up a rod now, and I've moved. Basically, I've jumped my right hand rod over, shifted the other two over, and then yeah, right hand rod is now fishing as the left hand rod over towards that far margin. So yeah, hopefully I might nick a fish off that one in the next couple of hours as well. Looks like we're about to just get a load of rain coming in now. You know, it's been lovely and sunny today. It has been cloudy at times with rain as well. I think I've got burnt on my neck and everything today. I'm absolutely exhausted. The heat has just really took it out of me. But yeah, I'm sounding a bit crazy. I've got hay fever as well. It's acting up really bad. Like, you know, everything's overgrown at the minute. I'm so bunged up and everything. So I think tomorrow I might have to really head off down to the town, which is just down the road. Go to the old pharmacy and get myself some antihistamines or something like that, because yeah, I'm absolutely beat up with this at the minute, and the heat's just took its toll on me today. So yeah, for now though, I'm just going to get some food on in a minute, just kick back in the bivvy for a bit, because like I say, it's going to start, there's loads of rain clouds heading over now, so we are going to get a fair bit of rain this evening. So yeah, food, kick back and have a little chill for the rest of the evening, and hopefully I'll see you soon with the fish, guys.
You say that you will love me every night.
Good morning, Carpers. We're now on Wednesday morning, and yeah, it's 8 o'clock in the morning now. Been up for a good hour and a half so far. Just like having a look around, watching the water, seeing if I can see anything to go on. Yeah, not really seen too much this morning. The wind's picked up a fair bit today, and it's hacking into my corner around to the left-hand side. It's very overcast today, and it's a lot cooler. The last couple of days, you know, the temperature's been right up there. It's been saying 17, 18 degrees, like on the phone and that, but where we are, you know, you're in a bit of a trap, so it's feeling a lot warmer in that sun. I actually got a bit burnt yesterday as well. Excuse me. But yeah, it's been a bit difficult going, to say the least, really. You know, we've had fish on us and all around us, but they don't seem that interested. There's been a big hatching going on as well. We've been sat there yesterday, like, you know, the water's crystal clear, you can see everything, and all you can see is all the bugs floating up through the water. You know, there's gnats flying around everywhere, but yeah, there's been a big hatching going on. So whether they're getting a bit preoccupied on all these little naturals that are floating up through the water, or, you know, they haven't spawned on here yet either. So, you know, they could be having a bit of that on their mind at the minute. I reckon they will spawn within the next week or two, kind of thing on here. So, you know, we've had the deeper out there, and it brings up the water temperature on it, and you know, even though it's only on the surface, it's saying like between 17 and 19 degrees we was getting a reading back. So, you know, I can't see it being too long before they're spawning. So, even though the footage that we've had on the drone, you know, it doesn't look, they are grouping up, you know, there's quite a lot of fish together, but they're not like following each other or anything like that. So it's one of them at the minute. I'm not too sure, so kind of sort of making excuses for ourselves. But yeah, I'm just happy to have had one. You know, I've had the 2 bites. I sadly lost the first one. Caught that cracking 32-pound common. But yeah, we will persist. We've got just over 48 hours left of the session to go now as well, you know. So normally when we've been on here as well, like, you know, we're normally on for a 72 hour, which is the Friday to the Monday. And yeah, we've not normally do like probably around like between 3 to 5 fish between us, kind of thing on here. So, you know, and that's a good session. We was kind of hoping for a few more than that, you know, between us, like between like 5 to 7 fish would have been really good this week. But you know, it is very difficult going this week. We've had fish on us, they're just not really getting down on it, on the bait or anything really. So yeah, there's obviously reasons for that, but I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. We're just going to keep trying our hardest. Steve's going to have a little bit of a change up on his hook baits today. You know, Steve fishes very efficiently all the time. I don't think he's ever blanked here as well. But yeah, he's a very good angler. You know, he knows what he's doing. He gets his spots right. He's got his presentation right. But yeah, I think the only thing that he can think of changing at the minute is his hook bait colours. He's fishing really dull hook bait colours at the minute, so he's going to try just a couple of different options on that today. And down to his right hand side, there's been a lot of fish grouping up down there. You know, they've been across the reeds down that area, but it's very weedy in that corner. So he's either contemplating going in and just clearing a little spot for himself, or getting out the chod rig or a stiff hinge rig down there, and yeah, try and fish for them fish there and see if you can nick one from that corner. But yeah, like I say guys, fishing a bit difficult, but we're trying our hardest to get some more fish on the bank. Yeah, I really do want one of these 30-40 pounders that are in here, these cracking stunning chestnut mirrors. You know, I really do want one of them in my album. The commons are just loving me at the minute, and I ain't going to qualm with that. You know, my first common out of here, 51 pounds 12 ounces, and now this one, a 32-pound common as well. And I tell you what, they looked pretty much so similar to each other as well. It's just a smaller version of the 50. Absolutely cracking fish they are. One tactical change I did make yesterday was, as I said, you know, I moved my right hand rod and I moved that over to the left hand side, fishing to there's like a bush over there, and it's just to the right of that. There's a lovely little spot there, and yeah, there was a few fish. I'd baited that up on the first day, and there was a few fish milling along there, and, you know, and they were feeding. You could see it was clouding up a little bit on the drone, but yeah, sadly there was no take on that. But what I have found is the bite times have been sort of between 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock around that time for my swim, around that area. After that it's going a bit dead, and then on the evenings, you know, you're seeing a few shows, but it's always been like that here. On the evening times when we've seen a few shows, you think it's going to happen, you know, if you're going in full of confidence because you know there's fish there, they're rolling, but it don't happen. You know, you don't end up getting a bite for some reason, and that's again what's been happening this time. So yeah, the nights have been absolutely not even a bleep last night throughout the whole night. The only good thing from that was I got a very good night's sleep last night, and I needed it as well. The sun actually took its toll on me yesterday, so I did really need that sleep. But yeah, for now I'm about to get some brekkie on because I'm absolutely starving. Gonna have some nice bacon and mature cheese, pita breads. You know, get these nice soft ones from Tesco's. I absolutely love they are, mouth watering. So yeah, gonna get that on now guys, get a coffee, and hopefully we'll see you soon with the fish. Right, Carpers, so yeah, just a little update for you. We're now on 12:30 in the afternoon, and yeah, it's just not looking good today for like fishing really close round to them reed lines. You know, we've got a big wind hacking in, it's very cloudy today, it's quite cool as well. The temperatures have really dropped compared to the last couple of days, so the plan was I was going to bring a rod or two off of them far margins and drop them down into the deeper water. You know, it's 15-16 foot depth of water there, but I know on here they do like to be down in that depth anyway. You know, it's compared to most lakes out there, some blokes would still class that as shallow water. You know, some of the depths you get on some of the lakes across the country. So yeah, fingers crossed we might land on a few now. Steve's had a few changes around on his side as well. You know, where we normally split the lake, you know, there used to be a tree over there. There's like a life ring over there, and then just up from that there's a tree, and we normally split it half and half there. But because I'm fishing all three of my rods round to the left anyway, I've let him come over and just come round basically to where the point is. So he's got a bit more water there to access. There's a nice deep trench there as well, a nice little gully that he found before the last time we was here. And yeah, he had a fish out of that last time as well. So he's pushed the rod now over there, and he's actually redone all three rods now. He's found 3 new spots for his rods, and yeah, he's got them going out in there. And again, just coming off the shelves, off the reed lines, and coming down into the open water, into the deeper water, because it seems like they are preferring that sort of water at the minute. And the remainder of this session now, the next 48 hours or so, you know, well, a bit less, the weather should be staying like this. Friday morning the sun's going to come out, but we don't mind that then, you know, that's packing up day. We'll have a few hours of the morning, and then yeah, it's going to be packing up and going home. But yeah, from now until Friday morning it's going to be cloudy, overcast, and a bit cooler on the temperature, so hopefully they'll stay down in the depths of the water there. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully now it won't take long. I've only just got them back out, and yeah, they're all on the money, and they all went down with an absolute crack as well, so I know they're all presenting perfect. There's a nice bit of bait around them, the fish are there, so it's just up to them to do their part now. So hopefully I'll see you soon, guys, with a nice big Combley chunk. Come on! Right then, Carpers, so yeah, the rigs of choice that I've gone for this session is I've got 2 of them out there on a Roddy rig, and one's fishing a Mad Baits Pandemic Match the Hatch boilie, which is the one I've got here currently on this rig, and the other one is fishing it's a new product. It's called the P-Fish. So that's the boilies that I've been using this session. I'll give you a quick look at them after we've done this little bit of a rig tour. But yeah, you know, it's nothing no one's seen before. It's just a Ronnie, and it's constructed with the size 4 curve shank. Size 4 curve shank hook onto a Ronnie swivel. You know, just a little kicker there as well, just to cover the quick change swivel, the Ronnie swivel. And then yeah, it's just on a quarter stiff link boom, quarter crimped on. Obviously once it's going out, it's got a putty here just over this crimp, just to counterbalance the pop up, so it just comes down nice and slowly and flutters down every time. The reason I like this rig, one, I am liking using pop-ups more and more in my fishing, and on here, you know, there's still a little bit of debris and litter here and there across the bottom, so yeah, I think a Ronnie's just nice to present and sit down on top. I have gone for a wafter rig as well on this setup. You know, so around them margins it is quite clear. So, and I know the one spot where I'm fishing it on is very clear. So we'll have a look at that one now. And then this is my wafter rig of choice for this session. Now, again, nice and simple. Just £20 fluorocarbon hook link to a size 6 choddy hook. And then yeah, just tied D-rig style. So yeah, with just the wafter there, so I'll just sit on the bottom with the wafter just sitting above it like that, and that's what done me the fish. That's what caught me the £32 common. The only thing obviously that would be different on this rig is a little blubber putty here in the middle, just to help keep that pin down while it's out there in the water and stop it from wafting around, or if there's a little sitting unnatural over objects and stuff, like, you know, if there was a stick there, a little tiny bit of debris or something, and because it's quite, even though it's only fluorocarbon, it is still very rigid, so you know, it's quite stiff still, so that could still sit up unnaturally. A little blubber putty on there will just help that sit to the bottom, and then yeah, obviously there'd be an anti-tangle sleeve on there as well, even though it's not going to tangle, but I'll just use quick change clips, obviously some of my lead clips. That's basically the rigs that I've been using this session, guys. Like I say, the only thing I would suggest is, in the rules on here, you know, you have to use rig tubing and safe zone leaders. You know, you can't use any time for lead core or things like that, so yeah, make sure you're coming down rigged up and ready for that, guys. All of them have just been fishing standard lead clips, no fancy like no helicopter setups or anything like that. It's just all been standard lead clips arrangements with rig tubing. Another thing to mention about bait as well is you cannot use fake baits down here, guys. No plastic cut sweet corn, no fake maggots, things like that. You know, you're not allowed to use them down here. So yeah, make sure you pay attention to the rules on the website, guys. And yeah, hopefully, you know, these rigs might put you some fish on the bank down here as well and catch yourself a Combley banger. So right then, guys, yeah, like I mentioned before, the bait for this session, it's a new bait from my baits that's just come out. And yeah, it's called the P-Fish. So I thought I'd give it a go for this session. You know, normally I'm using the Nuts Plus and the Wicked Whites, which I've done very, very well on. But being a new bait, you know, it's not available for the general public or anything yet. It's just for the team members. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go this session. And you know, I know I haven't built up a big hit of fish or anything like that, but in tough, tricky situations, you know, it slipped a fish up this session. Well, it slipped 2 fish up this session. Just sadly, I lost one though. So, you know, I think it's obviously earned its merit there. Yeah, so that's the bait, guys. All I do is I just do halves and wholes on a bucket. I use the matching glug for it as well, the P-Fish glug. Give it a good soaking of that, like 48 hours. Again, make sure it's all got an evenly good coating. And yeah, I'll do that 48 hours before the session, just so it can all soak in. And as you can see, I don't even need to put much pressure on that at all. And yeah, the bait just crumbs down. So it's nice and digestible. And yeah, I'm sure if the fish was fully on the feed this session, there would have been a few more and they would have really got their heads down on this. But yeah, so that's the bait, guys. It smells absolutely amazing. Hopefully I can take this onto a few other waters as well and get a better gauge for, you know, how reactive this bait is and how the fish act to it. Whether it does sort of like match the Nuts Plus and the Wicked White sort of combo that I've been using for the last, well, I'd probably say about a year now that I've been using that. Maybe a bit less because I started off on the pandemic. But yeah, we'll see how this fares on other waters as well. But yeah, it's obviously got me 2 bites this session, put 1 on the bank, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, hopefully, and it will do the job one more time, fingers crossed. Right, Carpers, we are now on 8:30 going into the last night, and we're sort of clutching at straws here at the minute. It's been another very slow day. You know, it's not happening. It's just starting to a few fish showing around again. The fish have definitely been around the areas, you know, been around the baits, but they're just not getting their heads down. Don't know what to say. It's just one of them. Sometimes it happens in fishing, doesn't it? I'm just happy that I've had that one towards the start of the session. Sadly, losing one, but again, it's the way it goes sometimes. We are keeping our fingers and toes and everything crossed going into tonight now, so hopefully land 1 more fish. If not, one fish each would be great if we could have that before packing up tomorrow morning. But yeah, just 1 more fish on the bank will do. I think that'll turn it around a little bit, but it'll turn our mood around a little bit. But it's not looking promising, you know, every single night going into the nights and through the night, not really getting anything, hardly a bleep, you know, the odd liner, that's about it. So yeah, it's not looking too good, but you never know. It only takes that 1 bite, you know, 1 minute and bosh, fish on. And you could have a 40 in the net. That's the magical thing about this place, you know. The last fish before that common that I caught from here was a 51-12, so anything can happen, and possibly a dream could happen for one of us again, but we'll wait and see, won't we? But yeah, they're all out there, the rods are out there on the dance floor. I've kept them up against the reeds for tonight. You know, it's still a good 3 foot of water. We'll see what happens. The fish have been showing around them reeds today again. So yeah, hopefully we'll nick one. Yes, get in, mate. Come on. Here we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Oh, epic, epic. You couldn't write this stuff, could you, mate? So, guys, we're on 7:45, and Steve has just had a blinding take on his right-hand rod. Come on, come on. Woo. let's hope this is the start of something for this morning, mate. Just come in to get ready, yeah?
Mirror, and it's a nice one as well, he looks nice. And a smooth piece of net in there by the best netsman in the world. There we go. Lovely jubbly. That is a mincer, mate. That's a cracking looking fish.
Well done, buddy. Yes!
Another one bites the dust, that's fucking brilliant.
Just under 33. Yeah.
32,
yeah.
15.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd go for that, mate. Yeah. Well, I don't know, it's pretty much, if you look at it on a direct angle, mate, it's 33. If you look at it flush, look, it's just 33. Right. 33 pound, mate. Well done, buddy. So, guys, we've got Steve's £33 scaly banging mirror here from Combley. A blank saver for the boy. I'm going to try and get him some shots on the camera as well. Ooh. Come on, girl, behave. Back in the sling, mate. Back in the sling. Has she gone?
She's gone.
No, no. I didn't even manage to click one then either.
You got a bit on that. That doesn't matter.
Come on, baby. Oh, the dying minutes. Come on. We've got about half hour left to go, guys. Just walk round the other side as well. Just to have a look, see if I could see anything. Steve was over by the rods, and yeah, I could hear it one time. Woo, I haven't ran so fast in my life. Yes! Come on! Get in there! Iron carpers, fish number 2 for me. And I tell you what, you couldn't cut any closer to packing up time. I've just had this cracking £39 12-ounce mirror. She is a beauty. She seems like she's going to be a bit lively, so we'll try our best. Oh, there you go, guys, check that out. That's how you do it, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you get a couple of shots of that side?
Yeah,
well,
yeah, lovely. Perfect.
Right, we'll try and get the other side. Just gonna go. You can feel her in there going. There's the other side, guys. An absolute Combley chunk. Oh, I'm over the moon.
There she goes.
She's gone. She's away, but we got her. Get in, come on. Oh, stunning venue, stunning place. Get booking. Cheers. Right then, guys, so that fish I just had a £39, 12 ounce, absolutely scaly, banging mirror from Combley. But that was actually a PB mirror for me. My actual PB overall is that common 51.12, and I actually missed out on a bucket for that last time because it was absolutely freezing still down there. It was quite cold, so yeah, this one I'm going to have a bucket, and Steve's going to be the man to give it to me. So here we go. Give it to me, baby. Yes. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh. Woo. That's how it's done, baby. Yeah. Right, carpers, so we've come to the end of another episode of the Carp Hunt, and you know, overall this session has been very tough going. Nice couple of bites on the second day, you know, landing that £32 common, and then after that it just was an absolute struggle for me and Steve, you know. But then waking up this morning, something did feel different about what was going on out there in the lake. You know, it was a completely different morning compared to all the others. It was nice and sunny, flat calm, and that wind now has switched to the right hand side as well, so it's like northerly blowing in across the lake now at the minute. But yeah, it just seemed to trigger the fish. You know, they started feeding a bit more this morning. You could see them fizzing out there, and a lot of the different areas out there, so it did look like something was going to happen, which it did. Steve landed one this morning, you know, saved his blank and had a cracking £33 mirror. Sadly, you know, we couldn't get it. The fish got away from him in the water, but hey, it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? When you got to do the water shots and things like that, you know, it's good for protecting the fish. You know, you don't want them crashing about on the mats in some venues, and when they're spawn bound as well, you know, it's just that extra bit of protection for them. So doing it in the water, it does help the you know, the future of the fishery. So yeah, but you know, as I say, they can get away sometimes. Luckily enough, then I get another chance at, like, I think it was about 9:15 when I had that bite. We're just on 10 o'clock now, so absolutely buzzing with that as well. A new PB mirror, £39, 12 ounces, and an absolute banger at that as well. You know, it's absolutely blown away with that fish, and you know, I will keep returning to this venue as much as I can. The bookings are quite full in advance now. You know, it's getting a good reputation. There's a lot of videos going out there about it now. You know, Ian Chilcott's been down here from Fox. You've had Steve Renyard do it for photography down here. Simon Jew's done a couple of videos down here for Pro Logic as well. So, you know, it's starting to get a good advertisement, and I think it's going to be a future venue. You know, instead of going to people paying all this money to go to France, why do that when you've got it right here on your doorstep? You know what I mean? For the prices that you pay here, it's a lot cheaper than heading out to France for a week. And like, you know, some of the lakes there, you have got the chances of 60s and 70s and things like that. But you know, on the average, you're catching 30s, aren't you, really? You know, and that's exactly what you're offered here. You've got your average stock is 30-pounders, and then you've got a chance of something special as well in the mind of a 40 or 50-pounders. You know, I think there's 4 40s in here now, maybe another 1 or 2 at the minute with all the spawn. You know, and then yeah, maybe one of them 40s might have pushed over the 50 barrier. But yeah, like I say, absolutely stunning week I've had down here. It's been a bit tough going, but yeah, it's all come good in the end. You know, I've had 3 bites this week, landed 2 fish, so I'm more than happy with that, with how difficult it's been going. So yeah, as always, guys, as well, if you like this channel and you like what you're watching, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and yeah, get this video shared out there, guys. Hit that bell notification as well, so you can stay up to date with all of my videos that I'll bring to the channel. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. Tight lines.